Hi, I'm Marilyn Maya, the baby boomer booktuber, and stay tuned for 10 things I'll never again do on Booktube. Hello, book friends. It's Marilyn Maya, and I'm coming to you today with 10 things I don't think I'll ever do again on Booktube. And I didn't actually wear this wig on my channel, but I considered it and I bought it. I guess I can use it on Halloween though. So that's something that I didn't actually do technically, but I did a lot of things that I'm not going to do again. And number one is call myself the baby boomer booktuber. Now, why is that? Why don't I want to call myself the baby boomer booktuber? Because I came up with the name. I thought it was catchy. I just got sick of it. I got sick of it, and also people have this idea about what baby boomers are, and it's usually not a positive thing. And I just got sick of saying it every time. So this is just me, you know. I'm me. I'm who you know already, so I don't have to say it. Number two is have a long video intro. And in case you want to see my first video intro, I'll have it up in the cards and you can take a look at it. Why? Because I wanted to show something of my culture, the music I like, where I live in Hawaii, which is fine, but you know, who's going to really go through that every single time that you make a video? It just takes too long, and people, you know, have short attention spans, or they're busy, or they don't want to, you know, watch it every single time. So, and I'll have that as well in case you want to watch it. Number three is being stubborn about concentrating on favorite book genres. That's an important one, because when I started Booktube, and I did my most watched video, which I'm going to have here, which is the newbie tag. And I thought it was very clever. People liked it. It's my most watched video. And I was myself, or a part of myself, but it was too produced and not really what I wanted to show on, you know, the channel. So, and also I was more concentrating on mysteries, and those were my go-to genres. And if I had done that, I wouldn't have found all the wonderful books from different genres that I've read these last 2 years. For example, I read Frankenstein. If you had told me I would have read Frankenstein, I never would have believed it. I'm in the process of reading Middlemarch, and I stopped after the first part, which was how George Elliot actually intended for you to start. But still, after Miss Brooke, I realized I didn't know too much about the Victorian era. So I just got this out of the library, and this is called Victoria's Century, the United Kingdom from 1800 to 1906 by David Carradine. And it says that 19th century Britons experienced an astonishing and unprecedented series of changes. Cities swelled to previously unimaginable sizes, great leaps forward in science and technology, growing religious skepticism rendered the intellectual landscape increasingly unrecognizable. And also, the reason, it doesn't say this in the first blurb, but the politics were going through a really drastic change with social change, and I didn't know anything about it, or the people that I was going to say Jane Austen, but not Jane Austen. This is my Penguin classic of George Eliot's Middlemarch, which I had never heard of before joining Middlemarch. I'm not ashamed to say it. So if it wasn't for, you know, not for being stubborn about the genres that I wanted to read, mostly mysteries and nonfiction, I would never have realized that I could like a book that much. And that goes for other books and other authors. For example, Edna O'Brien. I read The Country Girls, and Barbara Cummins, who's very, not very well known, but I love her. And I bought both of her books. Our Spoons Came from Woolworth's and The Vet's Daughter. So, and who would guess that I would like The Vet's Daughter had some magical realism in it, and I thought I would hate that. So, yeah. And I'll talk about a little bit more of the authors in some of the next questions. Number 4 is don't try to be everything to everybody. Not everybody will like me or every booktuber. Someone said that I'm a acquired taste when I first started. So I want to do videos that I'm comfortable doing. And some of them might be a little out there, I might be wearing a hat or something, though I don't think I will do that unless it's March Mystery Madness or anything. But nobody can please everyone. And I hope, and I know I'm making a lot of friends here, so I'm pleasing somebody. And I just hit 1,000 subscribers. So I should stop here and say, please give me questions, because I'm going to do a celebration video with questions and answers and a giveaway very soon, probably before the end of the year. Okay, so number 5 is not be afraid to show change as I evolve in reading and life. So, that goes to what I was saying about genres, but it's also talking about, we evolve as we get older. Even when I started this channel, I was 70, and now I'm 72, and my reading taste as well as my life has evolved. I'm getting older, and we don't know that how long we're going to live, and every day is precious, and I'm trying to really appreciate every day. And even thinking about making another channel, maybe one day in the future. I don't have any plans on that, but just keep on evolving with the people, the authors that I'm reading. And for example, Barbara Pym. I had never heard of her until Sean the Book Maniac told me about her, and I loved most of her books. And this is one that I DNF'd. An Academic Question. This was a book that she wrote during her silent period, and it was unpublished, and I just couldn't get into it. So it's okay to DNF a favorite author as well as it is to be a completist. So that's a way that we evolve. We know that these things that we're learning are changeable, So that's one thing that I plan to evolve, not only as a booktuber, but as a person, and try to be a better person. That's one of my goals, is to be kinder and to do more community service and work with animals, maybe, because I lost all of my animals, all of my dogs, and I maybe would like to work at a shelter for a few hours a week and walk the dogs, or just, it's just something I've been thinking about. But that's what I mean about evolving. So when you evolve as a person, you're going to bring that to Booktube and evolve as a booktuber. Number 6 is, and it's a big one, don't worry about number, views, or compare myself to others and more successful videos, and do really fast cuts, because that's what the younger booktubers do. Most of the time they do very fast cuts, but older people generally don't like these fast type of videos, and I don't. I really don't like when people are talking super fast and or super slow, but I don't like all these cuts and different scenery, and it's fine for other booktubers to do it. And I've done a few vlogs where I've shown where I live in Hawaii, which is a beautiful place, and I'm very glad to be here right now. because it's very cold in other parts of the world right now. And I did live in Minnesota, and it's very cold there because I have children living there, grown children. So yeah, views. Sometimes, you know, it's a roller coaster, as Kim of Middle of the Book March told me. And sometimes my views are very low, and sometimes, you know, well, they're never very high, but that's okay. You know, I'm doing this for fun. This is not, you know, something I'm doing to make money. And as I said before, I love reading. I love reading so much. And I love books. And I'm learning new types of, new ways of reading, like reading on video with the print book, which I'm doing right now for The Age of Innocence, because by Edith Wharton. And I'm buddy reading this with Berna from Berna's Bookish Adventures. So check out her channel, which I'll have down below. And it's a little denser than I thought it would be. And I'm really, you know, when I started it, the print, this is a Barnes & Noble Classics. And it, you know, it's not for me, the font right now. It was, and there was a lot of characters. So I found that because it's 100 years old, I can watch a free video, audio, I'm sorry, with it and read it. And so I can really get all the characters straight and understand the story, which is a little dense. So this is another way of evolving as well. Yeah, so I can't compare myself to others, and I'm not going to. But sometimes, I'll be honest, the numbers that I lose get to me sometime, and I feel, and that gets into the next one, number 7. And I'm not saying a bad word. It's not to should on myself about my looks or age. Yeah, because I've always had a low self-esteem, even though I was an entertainer, which makes it even more that I was looks focused, you know, how to hide with makeup the acne that I suffered with for most of my life, or my lazy eye, how to cover it with my hair, things like that, even though I was a dancer and singer at one point in my life, usually the very early part of my life. But yeah, not to be too rough on myself, be kind to myself, because, you know, as the young people say, it is what it is, and I am what I am. So I'm not going to be so critical, you know, when I see a video and I say, oh, I didn't look so good on that video, or I didn't talk that well on the video. Number 8 is not spend money buying books or equipment that I can't afford or don't know how to use. When I first started my channel, you know, I bought a ring light and and a microphone, you know, and I'm, you know, using my partner's phone to do this, to film with, his Android. So that's all I really need. I don't think I need to buy more equipment. I wouldn't know how to use it. And yeah, that goes into 9, not worry about making mistakes. I think I mentioned before that sometimes when I pronounce a word, I pronounce it wrong. But always remember, when someone mispronounces a word that they know the meaning of, it's usually because they've read it in a book and they don't know how to pronounce it. Shall I say albeit for albeit? I really, really never heard that word in real life. So I would say that. And there's many other words that I mispronounce. And sometimes I feel ashamed, but so what, you know? Making mistakes is part of life. And boy, I've made a few. So that's number 9. Number 10 is what I'll not do again on Booktube, is sing bad opera, impersonate Mae West, the Cowardly Lion, or dance with a cane. And I'll have some of that in the cards if you want to watch the baby boomer booktuber being very artistic, not, but I used to sing, I used to dance, and I don't do those things as well. As for dancing, I still dance, even with arthritis and other disabilities. So I thought that was cute that I was dancing with my cane. My father had Parkinson's disease before he passed away, and he would say that when the music, he would be shaking and couldn't walk, he would be shuffling, but when music started, usually it was our salsa music, he would get up and all of a sudden he'd be able to dance. And that's the way I am with my osteoarthritis, bone on bone, and fibromyalgia and various other diseases you don't want to know about. But music is so powerful. It can actually move our brain to do things that we thought we couldn't do, or actually can't do. So yeah, so I did dance. I do dance without a cane and with a cane. So that's my 10 things I'll never do again on Booktube, unless you ask me specifically to do them. I'll have all of those videos, like I said, in the cards. And yeah, so please subscribe to my channel and like and comment. I love your comments. And I'll have my book giveaway and, you know, answer your questions when I do either the next video or the next after that. So thank you so much for listening to my video and you know, just being my friend. Being friends of mine is so important. So I'll see you in my next video. Aloha!